Sean.
Mike?
What is this? A crossover episode? Yowza, yowza, bobowza. Hi, everybody. Welcome to What is This? A crossover episode, a BoJack Horseman podcast where Mike, I Mike, hi. I have seen this show and love it, and Sean never has. That's my Ganbu over there, Sean, one of the Squid Boys, and he's never seen it until now. And so we discuss it. If you're starting with season 4, episode 8, pretty weird.
Get the fuck out of here. What?
I don't know why I'm explaining the conceit of the podcast to you, but here we are.
Hey, every episode is somebody's first.
That's so true. That's so true, Sean. This week we're talking about The Judge, which is season like I said, season 4, episode 8. It's got a 7.4 on IMDb. Hollyhock starts dating an intern on BoJack's new show. Princess Carolyn meets Ralph's parents. Mr. Peanut Butter throws his support behind Woodchuck. What are your overarching kind of thoughts on this episode?
Another good episode. I liked this one. I thought it was funny. I really liked the Princess Carolyn subplot a lot in this one.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I think that there's some surprisingly effective BoJack stuff in this one as well. Yeah, I really liked this one. Probably not as much as the last one, but I did like this one a lot.
All right. I like it too. You know who did not like it?
I'm going to guess Edvis.
Edvis. Well, Edvis is a little... I think we need to talk to Edvis about his scale. He gave it a 7 out of 10. And he said, just meh, nothing interesting to find or watch here. But he gave it a 7.
Well, you know, Edvis might be fucking stupid. I don't really know what else to say at this point.
He also got 41 thumbs down for this one.
Yeah, like we're going from, last time I was like, I don't know if that's fair to be so mean to Edvis about that one. Yeah, no, this one, that's pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah. Fuck you, Edvis.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah,
Edvis,
you
if you're
fucking
listening,
idiot.
I want to talk
to you. Oh my God. Wait. Yeah. Would you, if you'd like to come on the podcast?
I'd love to have you on the pod, Edvis. I think we need to talk about some things.
Yeah. We need to work through some stuff.
We need to. This episode was released, Sean, on September 8th, 2017.
Oh.
And because last episode we went over what happened on September 8th, 2017, I say, let's figure out, what were people's minds like the day before this episode dropped, before the season of BoJack dropped.
I think we should jump back about 16 years, but jump a few days into the future. Yeah.
Yeah, I
just have a hunch.
I've never looked at the page of that day, but I really am curious.
I think we need to save it for the finale.
Yeah. No, that is final episode type shit for us. But
yeah.
I just want to know what it says.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But on September 7th, 2017, here's what happened. An 8.2 magnitude earthquake hit southwest of Payapan, Mexico. I think I said that right. Killing at least 90 people. It is the strongest Mexican quake in a century.
Well, that's really depressing.
Yeah.
This is a great episode for that to be attached to.
Yeah. Consumer credit reporting agency Equifax reports an earlier cyber attack that could affect 143 million Americans.
That's only like half of them.
Rashid Khan takes the first hat trick in the history of the Caribbean Premier League. That's cricket, by the way.
Oh, I was thinking soccer.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what the Caribbean League was. Gene Michael, American baseball shortstop and general manager of the Yankees, dies of a heart attack at 79.
Ooh. That one is close.
No.
That one's pretty close. You flip the numbers around and you subtract a little bit.
No, the next one's closer. John Maxwell Geddes, Scottish composer, and okay, I don't know what this word is, but I panicked because it starts with P-E-D-A. Okay. And I panicked. I was like, wait a minute. Pedagogue, G-O-G-U-E. I've never seen this word in my life.
Oh my God.
But I panicked.
Pedagogue.
What is that? What is a pedagogue?
Pedagogue. A teacher. Especially a strict or pedantic one.
Okay. So he was a Scottish composer and pedagogue, and he died at 76.
Oh, shit. That is really close.
Yeah,
Guys, I'm fucking begging you. If you're in the fucking comments, I don't get it. Somebody explain it to me, please. I asked last night one of my friends what it meant, and they couldn't tell me. So I'm begging. I'm begging somebody, please. I don't understand.
This
is a cry for help.
Yeah, he needs help, guys. The music charts are the same as the next day, Despacito, and Look What You Made Me Do. I just realized on this website, there's this like what happened in 2017, and it has like pictures. And apparently on August 9th, 2017, I'm putting the picture in our chat. It just says inflatable Trump-like chicken. That's all that happened.
Oh.
And I'm going to put it on the screen for everybody. But
here's the thing. August 9th, 2017, yeah, that tracks.
That was just an inflatable Trump-like chicken. That happened then.
Yeah. You know, what does it say that this shocks me zero? No way. I'm not surprised at all by this.
By the Trump chicken?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's supposed to shock you. I just don't understand what... Okay, someone had an inflatable Trump chicken. I don't understand. Like, well, why is this newsworthy?
I don't know.
All right. Anyway, The Judge. Let's get into it.
You know, The Judge, Robert Downey Jr. movie.
Yeah, great Robert Downey Jr. movie. Was that like his first movie after Iron Man? I feel like.
I think it was. It was his first like serious movie. It was in 2014.
Yeah, I think that was like he did Iron Man 1 and 2, and he's like, all right, I'm back, and then he did The Judge.
The Judge.
So the episode starts with BoJack and Hollyhock in his Tesla driving down the road, and she's worried that when she meets her mother that she's not gonna want her and love her, and she'll get the sting of rejection.
She says the one that she says is that I thought was funny is she says that like she could sign it and then the mom could not sign it. And if she doesn't want to meet me, I get to feel that hot sting of rejection.
Yeah,
again.
sorry. Yeah, sorry. I paraphrased it correctly. Yep.
Yeah. Fuck you. Yeah, no.
So BoJack is like, you know what is fun? Because she said that's not fun. He says, you know what is fun? You coming to me on my first day of shooting FHBA Los Angeles as the judge. And she's like, what is the show? And he says, I think it's one of those shows about Navy sex crimes gone wrong, and there may be numbers or something, but then they call the judge. And Hollyhock says she's excited to get out of the house because she's been getting really fidgety cooped up on that hill. She's got tiny little bumps crawling around on the inside of her skin. And BoJack ignores her to say, hey, look at this guy texting in the middle of the intersection. And BoJack pulls up on the curb to yell at the guy, and he goes, I'm the judge, and I sentence you to kiss my ass. Boom. You got judged. It's like this guy's lost his mind already.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah. It feels good to be a dramatic actor again. He's getting let in by a guy, some kind of assistant, and he has a shirt on that's supposed to be a take of David Bowie, but he's a horse.
Oh, okay.
Like it's the famous like David Bowie lightning bolt paint on his face, but it's a horse. I thought that was kind of fun. And then he gets led away by, I don't remember her name, but it's the woman who had her face replaced in like season 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we meet Miles, who's a production intern, voiced by Hannibal Buress. And
okay. Yeah.
he, is offering them water, and Hayek's like, "That's so sweet of you," and Bojack's like, "That's actually so his job of him, And he says, "Hey, can you take my daughter to Video Village? I want to make sure she sees me at my most awesome," which is a slightly high angle to avoid appearance of a double chin. And so she gets to meet Miles, which we'll lead into later, and Bojack gets thrusted onto the set of FHBA Los Angeles, which I don't know if you remember, but in episode 6, when they first revealed that he was going to be on this show, I asked you what you thought it was.
Oh, what did I say?
And you said you thought it was some kind of like NCIS style show.
Okay.
Which is what they want you to believe.
Yeah.
But it's actually Felicity Huffman Booty Academy, Los Angeles.
Felicity Huffman.
Yeah. Felicity Huffman, kind of funny in retrospect.
Yeah.
With new judge Bojack Horseman, who's clearly not been briefed on this at all because he told her he was a big fan of the show, right?
Yeah.
And the other judge is Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yep, that's crazy.
Known for the song, Baby Got Back.
Yeah.
And this reveal is where we hit the intro to the show. And so it's a pretty funny gag that they,
Yeah, they introduced like some contestants during this bit, and like one of them is like, "I may be a human rights lawyer, but those skanks are human wrongs."
Yeah.
And the other one goes, "I'll tell you the same thing I tell the kids in the cancer ward. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to win and or cure cancer."
Yep. Felicity Huffman says something like, we're here to determine who has the right behind and who's going to get left behind. and then she asked Bojack if he has anything to say to the contestants, and he's just so like, what?
What the fuck is happening?
I'm good. And the way, like in these reality shows where they're like, you get a rose, and like that they have a way of telling people that, and the way they tell them on this show is, you are ready for this jelly. You can stay another week. And then Tasha, our anaconda, don't want none, which of course is a line from Baby Got Back.
Yeah.
And cover up your bottom and go. And she's pissed. Your booty's been adjudicated. And they put adjudicated on the screen. It's really funny. This is a really funny bit. I very much enjoy FHBA Los Angeles. And he's like, can you remind me what this show is?
Yeah.
Felicity Huffman's Booty Academy. It was supposed to be Felicity Huffman's Future Leaders of America, but it got retooled a little by the network. And he's like, so we're judging the best booty, but they're very adamant. No, we're not judging the best booty. That is so degrading. And he's like, well, why is Sir Mix-a-Lot here? And this is maybe one of my favorite jokes of the episode.
Yeah.
And he goes, because I'm an honest and impartial judge. And if there's one thing I'm famous for, it's that I cannot lie.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, that's what you're famous for. I guess that would be the one thing.
And, me being me, that is when I realized who it was. With that line. With it's that I cannot lie.
Oh, really? You didn't realize it was Sir Mix-a-Lot up until that point?
I didn't. Also, I didn't know who fucking Sir Mix-a-Lot was.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's only known for the one thing, which is why the joke's funny, but like...
Yeah.
I thought you would know Sir Mix-a-Lot. Sean's not a real fan, guys.
I'm not. Also, that's him, apparently, which is crazy.
Yeah, it is him. I can't imagine his phone's ringing off the hook for work.
Well, I just looked him up to see he was on Family Guy this year.
Oh,
in an episode titled Lois C.K.
Oh my. Man.
Hang on. Hold on a second.
No, I don't think we need to. I don't know. That's okay.
Is there like, if I go here, will it tell me what the episode's about?
I don't think so.
Okay. Peter is tasked with watching Stewie while Lois attends a 1990s nostalgia concert with Bonnie, Donna, and L. Hitler?
What? What even is Family Guy?
Where Sir Mix-a-Lot is among the performers. However, his element shenanigans make her late. While having a drink out, the ladies see Seamus bombing at an open mic and urge Lois to get on stage after she mocks his routine. Channeling her frustration at Peter and deriving jokes from his antics, she quickly finds success as a stand-up comedian. By the way, comedian is misspelled here on Wikipedia. And takes the stage name Lois C.K., landing weeks of gigs and even a regional special.
What the hell?
Apparently, during the credits, there was a music video of Sir Mix-a-Lot's Lady Kneecaps.
His what?
Lady Kneecaps.
Is that a song?
It
Hello?
links to Baby Got Back.
This might be controversial, Sean.
Yeah.
I think it's time for Family Guy to end.
Why does Lady Kneecaps?
I don't even know what Lady Kneecaps is.
It's an original Family Guy song set to the tune of Baby Got Back.
Lady
So it's a parody.
Kneecaps. That's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Everybody on
could
that
write
show
Family
should
Guy.
be fired.
We could write
I could write such a better Family Guy.
Yeah. You should do it. You should do Family Guy.
Although I will
abridged.
say, if I had an episode named Lois C.K., it would absolutely end with her trapping people in a room and masturbating in front of them. So I don't know that I can be trusted. Similar to Louis C.K., I don't know that I can be trusted.
Yeah.
You know.
Thankfully, Louis C.K. never made an appearance, as far as I can remember, on BoJack Horseman, the show that we're here to talk about.
Did he?
I don't think he did, but he might have.
I'm thinking Parks and Rec. He's in Parks and Rec randomly. He,
yeah,
dates
he's
Leslie
never.
Knope, and it's
And
weird.
he was in Gravity Falls.
Okay, we are going way too far down this Louis C.K. rabbit hole.
Anyways, I'm just really glad
up.
that we haven't gone to that place.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
Hollyhock walks up and is like, "Can we go? All these thin celebrity types are making me feel like a blob." And he's like, "Actually, I have to shoot for 10 more hours." And he's like, "Apparently, it takes 3 hours to set up the Badonka Donka Dobstacle course," which is a great name for that.
And then Hollyhock has a great line where she's like, "I didn't realize this was a full-time job. Why is it bad? I just assumed they weren't trying," or something like that. And it's very funny.
Yeah. Sir Mix-a-Lot walks up and he's like, "I don't mean to butt in here, but shouldn't your daughter be in school?" And BoJack says, "Shouldn't you be minding your own business a lot?" and here where we find out that Hollyhock took a gap year and graduated, and her friend is in backpacking in Europe, but she gets to hang out in this butt-infested warehouse. Hooray! We get another fun joke from these contestants where somebody better check the pH level of this jacuzzi because some of these bitches are basic. It's a good science joke for everybody. And this is where Miles shows back up and he's like, "Hey, do you want to go look at the back lot? They got a whole area that was built to look like downtown Toronto. It's where they shoot all the New York stuff." And so they go hang out, which is leading to some stuff later. And then we finally cut to our B plot of the episode, which is Princess Carolyn going to meet Ralph's parents.
What a good fucking B plot, by the way.
Yeah, I knew you would like this one a lot. There's a lot of really good mouse-based jokes in this episode.
Yeah.
But they're kind of explaining to Princess Carolyn, like, "Hey, you're going to love this." Because I can't think of Ralph's sister's name right now, but she's also there. Stephanie? Stephanie. He mentions Filbert, which is the name they've given the baby. And she's like, "Wait, you can't." Stephanie doesn't know. And she's so into her phone, she has no idea. And Princess Carolyn actually pokes her in the eyeball, and it doesn't affect her, which is crazy. And then we have our not really a C plot. I guess it kind of is, but we have Mr. Peanut Butter staying in a hotel with Diane because their house is destroyed. He's on the phone with Katrina while Diane's getting a massage, and she goes, "Hey, I found a new campaign headquarters. Unless there's any reason you can think of, I'm going to sign the lease." And he goes, "Nope, can't think of anything." And then literally in the next sentence, he goes, "I'm dropping out of the race."
It's so fucking good.
He's like, Woodchuck's a better leader than I'll ever be. And she's like, she reveals her true
Surprising nobody.
Right, that she wanted to control him to get legislation passed that allows him to build private prisons on which are not protected wetlands. Yeah.
Yeah. She goes, "It's about hope and freedom and powerful lobbyists who pay me to elect a governor I control so we can get legislation passed that allows them to build private prisons on what is now protected wetlands." And then Mr. Peanut Butter goes, "Well, hopefully those evil lobbyists can find some other puppet to do their bidding." And Diane's like, "You hope that?"
Yeah. And he says, "So yeah, you're fired, no hard feelings." And she goes, "I will end you, you idiot."
Yeah.
And so we are theoretically done with Mr. Peanut Butter running for governor, which thank God, he would have been a terrible governor.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
We'll see. So then we come back to Stilton Manor, where we meet Mom and Dad Stilton, voiced by Martin Short.
It took me until like halfway through the episode to realize who it was, and I didn't look it up. I figured it out on my own, but I'm a big Martin Short fan.
Yeah. And then Patty LuPone is Mimi Stilton, the mother. And we get this long bit where, they've decided not to tell them about Princess Carolyn's pregnancy, and they just list off, they ask her to do multiple things that would, in fact, danger your pregnancy.
Like, it just gets worse and worse with every suggestion.
Right. And then they introduce the whole family, and one kid's dressed like Todd, which is always a nice touch. She's like, "Can I get you a cocktail? Wine?"
Well, and it's cool. They announced, or they introduced the family, and the one kid that is dressed like Todd, I can't remember what his name was, but like he has a very different name than the entire rest of the family.
Yeah, hold on.
I have it here. Yeah, so Loophole. it's Tweeds, Nantucket, and Loophole.
Yep. And then they start offering her drinks. They go cocktail, wine, and then he goes, "I'll consider it a personal affront if you won't at least have a beer." And she's like, "I shouldn't. What about caffeinated coffee? Ross, shellfish, cigarette? Is it okay that you stand around me while I smoke? Cocaine?" Like, they're just like, it's insane what they're offering her. "Do you want me to punch you in the belly real quick so you remember what it's like to be alive?" It's a rich person thing. And she's like, "Yeah, I know. I grew up around rich people, but I'm okay. Will you at least ride on our private roller coaster?" And it cuts out to show this gigantic roller coaster. "If you decline, I will be so offended." And I must mention, although this isn't relevant, it is discouraged for children under 5 and pregnant women. And this whole time you're watching this, you're like, "Why isn't Ralph butting in here?" But it cuts to him. He's grabbing the luggage, and then he realizes, and he's like, "Hey, I need to step in here." And he goes, "Hey, Dad, why don't you tell Princess Carolyn one of your great golf stories?" And, he loves that idea.
Elite way to distract a dad, by the way.
Yeah.
Pretty genius.
And Princess Carolyn goes, "4, golf, am I right?" And he goes, "Yes, that's exactly right, golf." We cut to Mr. Peanut Butter holding a press conference where he is endorsing Woodchuck, Kudchuck, Berkowitz. So if you want to vote for Peanut Butter, vote for Woodchuck, because a vote for Kudchuck is a vote for Peanut Butter. And since Peanut Butter likes Kudchuck Berkowitz, so if you like Kudchuck Berkowitz, you should vote for Mr. Peanut Butter for Woodchuck, Kudchuck Berkowitz. So if we want to vote for Woodchuck, we should vote for you. And he's like, "No, yes." And
this is why you were like, "He's not going to be governor." Good. And I was like, I don't know. I could see, I think this guy might end up accidentally becoming governor.
One thing to note about this is because of his crushed hands, Woodchuck has temporarily had his hands replaced with gorilla feet. And he's obviously very upset by this because there were no hand transplants available. but gorilla feet are somewhat hand-like, so I'm using them temporarily. And they sure made a monkey out of you, huh?
No.
And then we cut to the car where, they're talking, and he's like, thank you for dropping out of the race. And he's like, the stewardship will be in good, or it will be a good stewardship. And he goes, you were going to say hands, weren't you? And Mr. Peanut Butter is just made to find out that they don't want him to help on the campaign at all. And he's like, it's best for you to go back to your regular life and stay out of politics forever. And this is one of my favorite readings of Doggy Doggy What Now he ever does. Because he looks longingly out to the window and he says, so this chapter in my life is over? Doggy Doggy, what now? I think it's so funny. That's another thing I say quite a bit is Doggy Doggy, what now? We cut to BoJack's house where Beatrice is there, and she asks if she's received any gentleman callers today. Which is just, she's expecting a visit from Corbin Creamerman.
I feel like this might be relevant.
Corbin Creamerman, might be a name. You don't know. Hollyhock comes home, and apparently she hadn't been home all night. And it's because she went to hang out with Miles at UCLA, and she's very, doesn't want to say everything that she's been doing, but he's like, did you hook up with that PA? And BoJack gets, even though he has no right to do this, he gets very defensive and very like, you shouldn't hang out with this guy. He doesn't like you. Da 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 da. And he's not going to text you. And even though he does text her during this conversation, BoJack is still, being like this. And being like, hey, he's not going to text you. But no, I will do 100 push-ups if he texts you. And he does. And then one of the texts is like kilometers. And he goes, kilometers? And she goes, it's an inside joke between me and Mouse. He goes, oh, no, it's not inside enough. I figured it out.
Yeah, it's not inside enough is a fucking awesome line.
So he attempts to do one push-up and impossible. Anyone says they did a push-up is lying. And so she's going to go, she just got back, and she's just going to go spend the day with him again. And then we pan over, and Beatrice is doing not, the best push-ups in the world, but push-ups. And says she could do it all day. And so, hell yeah, Beatrice, good shit. We have now gathered in Todd's new apartment to discuss the future of PB living. And we have
one of the most important things currently going on.
Yes, and we have our friend, I don't remember what kind of animal he is, meerkat, he's something. Don't remember his name. But this poor tortured man just continues to get pulled into their harebrained schemes. Oxnard, that's his name. Oxnard. He's like, we thought we were having an intervention to get Todd to stop coming up with awful ideas. And Todd's like, I have an idea, it might be pretty dumb. But his idea is clown dentists. Mr. Peanut Butter says this funny thing that I really like where he says, they say the devil's in the details, so let's summon the devil.
Yep. That was one of the lines I wrote down that I really liked.
So Todd's whole thought process here is kids don't like going to the dentist. What if the dentists were friendlier? And he goes, so what if they were clowns? They make this very, he's like, kids love clowns. And he's like, do kids actually love clowns? He goes, don't they? Who else would clowns be for? Because adults don't love clowns. So kids must love clowns. And this is like the problem with clowns. Who the fuck likes clowns?
I mean, he brings up good points.
Yeah.
I can't come up with anything to refute it. I'm trying.
Yeah. No. Why do clowns exist? No one likes them.
Yeah.
Like, at best, people tolerate clowns.
Yeah.
Like, I've never met anybody that's like, oh my God, I love clowns.
I need a clown in my life.
Yeah, I just gotta go see some clowns. Mr. Peanut Butter says, I want these clowns laughing maniacally as they drill into the teeth of America's children starting yesterday. And Oxnard just has his head in his hands. He can't believe how bad this idea is. Kids are actually terrified of clowns, he says. And he's like, are they? That would have been helpful information before I committed, but my word is my bond, and I already said yes. So do we find dentists to train them, or do we get clowns and train them? And he goes, why don't we get both and train them to teach each other? Somebody call the police department because you're on fire. This clown thing, Sean.
Yes.
This is maybe their worst idea.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's a terrible idea.
But it's a great commentary on clowns. Why do clowns exist?
It is. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I wish I did. It is probably their worst idea.
Arguably, clowns exist now to be scary. Like,
yes,
Pennywise or Art the Clown, right? Like, that's because, okay, you go to the circus, right?
Yeah.
Which is like where clowns originate from, typically. And people never went to the circus to see the clowns. They went to see like the animals and like the acrobats, right? And then the circus got rid of the animals because they're like, oh, you're treating animals poorly. Okay, sure. But now it's just clowns and acrobats. It's like, oof.
It's interesting too because this season came out the same year as it, like the new movies. So yeah.
Well, do you remember when there were all these news stories coming out about murder clowns in the woods?
Yes, I do remember this.
Was this before or after that?
This was after that.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, 2016 clown sightings.
Okay, all right. That's what I thought. I thought this was a commentary on that because I don't think it's in this episode. I think there's another episode where they make a joke about that.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're not done with these clowns. So.
Okay. Well, by the way, students at Pennsylvania State University and Michigan State University were involved in mobs that searched for clowns on campus.
Yeah, people were like going out in the woods to like kill the murder clowns. It was an insane time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then we cut to what I'm assuming is your favorite part of the episode, where we go to the Stilton's dinner table.
What a fucking insane scene, by the way.
Yeah. And they're here to celebrate Saint Squeaky, the mouse who I don't even understand what he did, but they put on fake cat ears and they sing songs about the dumb fat cat king.
Yeah, they say Princess Carolyn won't need any cat ears to look evil.
And they talk about how cats are stinky, and she's like, well, that's not true. I like cats clean themselves. She goes, yeah, your tongue doesn't count, dear. And they all laugh.
Jesus.
They all have these like bits. The kids do it. Everybody's in on it, and it seems like they do this every year. And they stab the cat in the gut. And she's like, I really wish you told me your family holiday was so anti-cat. And he's like, it's just an old story about one bad cat. It's not about every cat. And then, death to all cats is the next line in it.
He goes, well, throughout the whole thing, she keeps like bringing it up, and he's like, well, no, it's not that bad. And then somebody says something insane, and he goes, oh, I forgot about that part.
Yeah. It's kind of like church.
Yeah,
you say the word so many times, you forget what they mean. And by the time he's done saying that, she is gone. Because she is no longer interested in...
And of course, this is the scene where I realized it was Martin Short.
Yes. Yes.
Which is very funny to me.
We cut back to Bojack's house where Hollyhock is getting home late, and Bojack is waiting in the darkened room, and he wants to do the turn on the lamp. Hello, Hollyhock. But the lamp's light bulb is out. And he's like, hold on, there's a spare in the kitchen. I've been sitting in this chair for 5 hours. And so he stubs his toe. He's, and then he goes, hello, Hollyhock. And so he wants to, basically. And she's like, hey, you're not my dad's. You've been spending so much time with this guy. He's going to break your heart. And he says his job is to be around hot women in skimpy outfits all day. You think he's going to want... And Bojack definitely fumbles this.
Yep.
And he's like, hey, you're the one that said you're a blob. And she's like, do you think I'm a blob? What kind of person calls his own daughter a blob? Do you think I'm a blob? And he's like, I just think LA is a superficial town and you need to be careful. And but he's already blown this.
Yeah, no, he's fucked.
You know. She's like, I'm gonna spend time with Miles because he likes me for who I am. And he's like, wait. And she goes, I get it, it's my weight, and walks out.
That was a great line, by the way.
Yeah.
This is the part where you go, oh, BoJack. Yep. And then by the end of the episode, you're like, oh, you've done some serious damage.
Yes, in classic BoJack fashion.
Yeah.
Speaking of people who aren't doing very well with their relationships, we cut back to Ralph and Princess Carolyn, and she's in bed upset. And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry about all that. And she's like, they hate cats. Why don't you tell me they hate cats? And now I get to tell them that we're having a cat baby or whatever. And he goes, it's my family. What am I supposed to do? And he's like, so what about me and Filbert?
And he goes, ooh.
Yeah, you know.
Everybody's walking into it. By the way, I haven't said it yet in this episode, but I still think he's evil. I still think there's some evil shit, you know, lurking in the wings when it comes to...
Yeah, you know, I don't think he has people in his basement like you keep hypothesizing, but...
I think there might be cats in that basement.
Dead cats, maybe.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely not alive.
Yeah. BoJack goes to Diane for help with Hollyhock, and comically, I didn't mention this earlier, but every time we see Diane this episode, she is getting a massage. Because they live at a hotel, I guess, and that service is there. Did she quit her job? Is she just like, why is she just constantly getting massages? But Diane's like, you called her a blob. And he goes, I'm a blob too. We're both blobs. And she's like, hey, general rules, don't ever call a woman a blob. And he goes, what if I meet a woman whose name is Barbara Lob and I call her B for short, B-Lob? And she's like, maybe instead of trying to find a way around this whole blob thing, you should just tell Hollyhock you're sorry. And he's like, I still think this Miles kid is bad news. And he's like, she's like, why do you think it's so unbelievable that someone would actually like your daughter? And she's like, well, she's like me. And Diane's like, this is probably more about you than it is about her.
And he's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I have a lot of work to do myself. Everybody knows that. But the important thing right now is how I can fix things with Hollyhock. Stay on topic, Diane. She's like trying to give him advice, and he's just ignoring it. And he goes, if I can somehow prove to her what a jerk Miles is, then she'll have to like me more by default. That's the BoJack way. And she's like, no, but that she's too busy getting the massage to even care. So he goes to a goldfish contestant, and he's like, how would you like to reach the final round? And so that just cuts instantly, and she shows up, and she's like, I did it. I had sex with the PA. And he's like, you had sex with him? And she's like, that's what you wanted, right? I said just seduce the PA. Doesn't that mean to have sex with him? No, I just wanted you to get him all hot and bothered and ready to sleep with you. And once you got him on audio tape saying he would sleep with you, come up with an excuse to get out there with your virtue intact. And she's like, that's a lot of specifics you assumed I would know without telling me. But then we cut to, tell Miles what you told me. And she goes, I had sex with the PA. And what PA? And he goes, I think his name was Eggberg. And he's like, wait, not him. She goes, no, that's the intern, not the PA, which they foreshadowed this earlier. I didn't mention it.
Yeah,
but BoJack
it's
called him the PA, and he's an intern. And he's like, you thought I was a PA? Nice. And but then it's revealed that to Felicity Huffman and Sir Mix-a-Lot that he was saying he'd advance the contestant for doing that. And Sir Mix-a-Lot goes, we make a show about empowering women and lifting them up, and you cheapen it with this coarse vulgarity. I cannot lie. You disgust me. Like, I you know, we've made fun of Sir Mix-a-Lot a little bit in this episode, but I think, like, the way they use, like, his public perception in this episode of who he is really good and funny. Like, they do a really good job with him. And he just has this voice that's, like, very unique, you know? Like, he sounds like... when he talks, he sounds like how he sounds on, like, his rap records, right? Because he, like, kind of has this, like, enunciation and all this stuff. And it just works really well. So BoJack gets fired. And in the parking lot, Miles catches up with him. And he goes, if you didn't want me dating your daughter, you could have told me. We could have worked out some sort of deal. So in the end, Bojack was somewhat right.
As he always is.
Oh, is that the take you're taking from this?
That's what I've been taking from this whole show. Have I been wrong about that?
Oh, boy. So you're watching this show just like everybody else is. Okay, got it. You're the guy that's like, yeah, I'm totally Bojack.
I'm Bojack Horseman.
Yeah, I guess you
and
are.
That's a good thing.
But Miles gives him this like shitty script, like, hey, can you give this to an agent or a manager? And if you do that, I'll never talk to Hollyhock again, I promise. And Bojack is like upset by this, but also vindicated a bit. Because we cut to him and Diane, and she's like, so you're right, he was a dirtbag. And he's like, yeah, I was kind of hoping I was wrong for once. She's like, if it makes you feel better, you were wrong about every other part of this. He's like, I'm not going to tell her because I want her to believe someone could love her for the way she is. And Diane goes, Bojack, you got to get one of these massages. Like, you think she's going to, like, yell at him, and she's just, like, so, like, enamored with the massage. And then we cut back to the Stiltons where Princess Carolyn is obviously still upset, but she's like, thank you for having me. It was nice to get away for a week and learn all about your little traditions that didn't freak me out at all. Bye. And runs to the car. And similar to how Bojack was right, Princess Carolyn was also right, as they mentioned to Ralph that your little companion was darling for a week, but I hope you know the next one you bring home has to be able to appreciate the Feast of St. Squeaky. Yeah. And Ralph stands up to his parents. There's not going to be a next one because I love Princess Carolyn. We're having a baby, and I couldn't be happier. And this does give Princess Carolyn some peace as she hears it from the car. So while you might think Ralph is evil, he does stand up for her in the end.
I think he's evil. I think something's the shoe's gonna drop.
We cut to Diane walking in their hotel room. I'm so relaxed. I didn't realize how much tension I'd built up in my, and she sees just all the clowns and dentists dressed as clowns in the hotel room. Mr. Peanut Butter, why is our hotel room filled with dentist clowns? Todd's like, don't be ridiculous, Diane. They're not all dentist clowns. Half of them are clown dentists. And so they're teaching each other. Dr. Boing Boing is teaching Dr. Picarello how to be a clown. Or Dr. Picarello is teaching Dr. Boing Boing how to be a dentist. And Dr. Boing Boing is voiced by, why can't I think of his name? Paul F. Tompkins, who voices Mr. Peanut Butter.
Okay.
It's him like doing like a crazy clown voice. Yeah. And it's really funny to me. But there's a lot of clown bits moving forward. I hope you're excited for all the
I'm
exploding noses and, you know, water shooting out of flour and lots of.
I'm also very excited for the next thing that happens.
So we get Tom Grumbo Jumbo. Yesterday, Woodchuck seemed to be unbeatable, but now he's also unbeatable. Randy, you wily son of a, I missed you, buddy. Bring it in. Unbeatable. And Jessica Biel is running for governor of California, backed by Katrina Peanut Butter. So Mr. Peanut Butter's ex-wives have joined forces to try to take down Woodchuck Kudchuck Berkowitz. I am a candidate that you can Jessica leave in. Just really bad. Especially considering her last name is Beal. The seal clown jumps up and goes, Gadzooks. And Todd's like, not now. And like shoves him for Mr. Flim Flam. And so they're concerned because Woodchuck's going to lose because Mr. Peter's like, hey, I almost beat him and I didn't even know what a governor does. And so Mr. Peanut Butter's like, I can help him, but are you sure this is the right thing for us? If I jump right back into politics, I'm not going to have time to focus on our burgeoning clown dentistry business. And Dan goes, that is definitely the right thing for us. We cut to the hospital where Woodchuck has now lobster claws for hands. Pincers, if you will.
Yes.
Which are better than feet. And then a clown car walks in with Dr. Boing Boing and Jennifer Picarello DDS. And they come with a message for Mr. Peanut Butter. But then Mr. Peanut Butter hops out of the car himself. So he's like, hey, I'm going to help you with the campaign because you're not going to beat Jessica Biel. And I know both of these women because I was married to them. I know them inside out. I'm not speaking in a sexual way, but I'm also speaking in a sexual way. And Woodchuck agrees. And he goes, quick, get in Dr. Boing Boing's dream-powered smile-mobile. And Woodchuck's like, it's been 4 seconds, and I already regret this. And we cut to Bojack's house where it's late, and Hollyhock is sitting on the couch with a controller in hand and seeing how quickly she can go through the channels.
Yeah, and she's also put all the change in the house in chronological order based on the years.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing great.
Bojack apologizes for being an asshole, which he should. She's just, she's not very focused on what he's saying. There's something weird going on here, Sean. What do you think's going on?
I don't know what specifically it would be, but she's definitely she's not in her right state.
They have this conversation where Bojack actually does a decent job of making her feel better because she's like, why would a guy like Miles like me? Do you ever feel like someone getting to know you more is liking you less? And he's like, you're an amazing woman that should never settle for someone who only loves the idea of you. You're funny and you're kind and you're clever. And she goes, am I also pretty? And he's like, what do you want me to say? I have to say I think you're beautiful. And she's like, well, you don't have to go overboard. And he's like, hey, do you want to go get some ice cream? And she doesn't want ice cream.
No.
Which is strange. And he's like, let's get a pizza. And she goes, I'm not hungry.
Yep.
And then goes back to just switching the channels on the TV rapidly.
Yep. This is going to go terribly.
What do you think's going on here, Sean, if you had to guess?
I mean, she's clearly having like self-image issues. I don't know what I don't know what I think that we'll probably end up learning something about her mental health that we don't know yet. And I don't know what it would be.
Okay.
But I don't think it's gonna be awesome.
No, probably not.
Yeah, I think
but that's where the episode ends.
Bojack has done a whole lot of damage in this episode.
Oh, so you think this is because of what Bojack has done that she's
I don't
like
think
this?
it is specifically like I don't think that's the only reason. Like clearly, I mean, there's something else going on. I mean the flipping through the channels and the arranging all of the.
And then she mentioned earlier in the episode she felt like tingly and had like bumps and so there's something.
There's something. Clearly, it's not all that, but I'm sure all the things he did this episode did not help.
I'm not gonna give you any more information on this, but what I will say is this show is so good at giving you details you didn't know you were getting, and when it is revealed what happens, you'll go, oh, because it hasn't given you all the information, but it's given you a lot of the information to piece this together.
Yeah.
So
interesting. Okay. I'm excited.
It will. I'll tell you, it will not be revealed next episode because next episode.
I didn't think so.
Is a different kind of episode. But before we get to that, let's talk about the categories.
Yes. What was your favorite animal-based joke?
I mean, anything with the Feast of Saint Squeaky, I think is
it's got to be the feast.
It's got to be that whole sequence. That whole sequence is so good. Lots of cat versus mouse. Like taking the rivalry between cat and mice, and making it like almost like this religious thing. Is
I like the line earlier on. Earlier on in the episode when Rolf says like Swiss was all their ancestors could carry when they were trying to escape with their lives.
Right. Right, because it had holes in it so they could hold it. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Stuff like that is just brilliant and so such a huge part of why this show is so good, right? Because they
yeah.
go, okay, what if these were like, if we treated cats like humans, like what would be the result of that? And it's always really well thought out and really well done.
I agree. My favorite bit overall is the just all of Todd and Mr. Peanut Butter's awful business ideas.
Yeah.
And we get a new one in this episode. So that was my favorite overall bit.
Yeah, I'll drill down even deeper on it and say like the conversation on clowns in general, the commentary on clowns.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's just a very it almost feels like a stand-up bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, so who are clowns for? Like you could hear someone doing that as like a stand-up bit, you know? I really enjoy that. And what's your favorite quote?
I had to go between one or two, and I'm gonna pick they say the devil's in the details, so let's summon the devil.
That's mine too. I love that line from Mr. Peanut Butter.
Let's summon the devil is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's such a good fucking line, dude. That's my favorite quote too. All right, so next episode is titled Ruthie. And Ruthie has a 9.0 out of 10 on IMDb.
Ooh.
One awful day, Princess Carolyn deals with rejection, deception, and loss. Bojack and Diane try to track down Hollyhock's birth certificate.
How many 9-0s or higher have we had so far this season?
This season, hold on. Let me get to the episode list here. So we have had. This will be the third.
Okay.
The Old Sugarman Place has a 9.4.
That makes sense.
Stupid Piece of Shit has a 9.2.
Yeah.
This has a 9. And then episode 11 has a 9.8 and episode 12 is an 8.9. So it's just short.
Okay. I'm very excited.
Yes. Ruthie's a really good episode. I'm excited. I actually, when we knew we were going to be doing this, I watched
okay.
I watched 6 or no. I watched 7, 8, and 9.
Okay.
Because I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch Ruthie right now. So it's a really good episode. And I'm excited for you to watch it. All right. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode of What Is This? A Crossover episode. I say the word episode a lot. Sean, where can people find you?
On this channel, doing other podcasts like Squid Pro Quo. And maybe one day, if the stars align, Fallout Boys.
Man, we're doing a lot of Fallout Boys teasing. And like my favorite Marvel character says, the bill comes due.
That's
always.
True. Let's hope there's a better resolution to this than he got.
I can't believe you're not going to call me out on that being my favorite Marvel character.
I'll accept it. I don't give a shit.
It's not true. Not my favorite.
I didn't think so, but
I love that quote because
it's a good quote. It sucks that it meant nothing in the end.
Well, right. Like it's a good quote from a character that ultimately didn't pay off the quote, right?
No.
Like the bill comes due always. And then it didn't it didn't come due. No. Nothing came due about it.
No.
So funny stuff. Anyway, you can find me at SpikeGhetti Bros on Twitter and at twitch.tv/SuperSpikeGhettiBros. Maybe we haven't been streaming a lot lately, but maybe at this point when this episode comes out, we have been. Hooray!
Ooh, who knows?
It might be. This is actually, if we go by our current schedule, Sean, I think this is the episode right before Christmas. So, I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays and whatever you celebrate. I hope it goes very well. And then we'll have one more episode before the new year, which will be next episode. So
I hope you guys also had a Merry Fallout Boys.
You really want, man, for someone who was so against Fallout Boys before, you're really trying to manifest this.
I'm just saying. It's an interesting idea.
It certainly is. It certainly is. We'll see where we get. We got to finish BoJack first.
We got like
10 years before that. So. Anyway, thank you guys for listening and watching. You guys could be doing anything right now, and you checked out our podcast, so we appreciate it.
We love you.
We'll see you next week.
Suck a dick, dumb shits.
Bye.
Bye.